Hi and welcome along to the Bias Premier League show, brought to you today by BoohooMan. Don't forget you can check out all of their gear and get up to 10% off by using the code AFTV10. Did you bring your BoohooMan? What's that top? Is that BoohooMan?
Of course it's BoohooMan. You want me to turn around? You have to ask. You want me to turn around?
Turn around. What's it? Turn around.
Turn around what? Fats and smalls. Look.
They can't. I can see it. They can't see it in the camera, can they?
Sure okay, so you want me
to show it to the camera.
I'm not going to show it to the. I'm going to show it to the camera. Well, I'm going to bend down and go like this. Is that what I'm going to do?
We're going to lose a contract, man, with his modelling. You know what I mean? With your modelling, man, the contract's done.
You said the other day they sent you loads of stuff. Where is it?
Yeah, they did, but that's winter stuff. That's heavy.
It's winter stuff. It's coming up to winter now.
It's not cold yet. That's big stuff. I can't wait.
Yeah, you know what? They sent me a couple of coats, man. Thank you, BoohooMan, man.
Yeah, thank you very much, BoohooMan.
After that rain yesterday, man, Jesus.
It's like a blanket. What? The one they got, he's like a blanket, boy. Thank you.
You never outside when it was like that.
Of course, I went to Southampton. Of course.
No, I mean, in the evening time, with the breeze a blow.
No, we was on the coast. So
definitely get blown away.
I just get picked up.
I ain't the SWV week, you know.
No, you know them plastic things are always going to that big tires.
But anyway, we're here to talk football, of course.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean, Arsenal drawing 1-1 yesterday with Southampton at St Mary's. The game started off really, really well for Arsenal.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Granit Xhaka with a beautiful goal.
Fantastic
Another
goal.
great finish by him.
Brilliant.
That's 2 in a week. And I thought in the first half, we played some really, really good football. Yeah. Should have put the game out of sight. Didn't. Second half, you got to credit Southampton. They came back into the game. You know, without really testing Ramsdale. Ramsdale didn't have a lot to do, but they did score a really good goal.
Yeah, it was a very good
And then after that, we kind of had to hang on a bit towards the end, you know what I mean? In a game that we should really have won, but at the end of the day, it's a point. But there was a lot of issues within the game, right? And even me, who's normally, I try my hardest not to blame referees and call out referees, but this referee in the game, I'm sorry, he deserves to be called out. He was poor. Yardi, I'm going to skip you first, yeah? And I'm going to throw the floor open to Ty, because I thought to myself yesterday, what must Ty be thinking about that referee? What did you make of that ref? This is the one time when I'm going to even be backing you on a ref.
I'm surprised, because I said, I was speaking to my mum and I said, boy, I know what Robbie's going to say, because I'm going to have a go at the ref, and Robbie's going to say, don't have a go. I'm really surprised, because on the coach back, I heard you talking, and you were saying, I heard a bit on something, someone had you on their phone, and you were saying that's a big turning point. I said, I know what Robbie's going to say. I said, I'm going to go for the ref. Like I said before, Robbie, I said it to you, Yardi, and Joe, off air. I think the time has come now where we have to sit down with the PGMOL, VAR, Premier League and FA, Mikel and Martin, and they've got to explain to us why they're coming to these decisions. Now, Yardi made the good point off air. He said they're never going to do that. But if they're never going to do that, they've offered Lampard an apology. Lampard is being reffed for 2 seconds. But look at these. It happens every week. And
but you know, it is the reason with that. It won't change anything. So it's like,
it will.
Will Arsenal then get the 3 points?
No, we won't. But then they can explain. They can explain to us, make us understand why they come into these decisions. They can, because I mean, don't understand
the main one for me, there was a couple.
It was about 6.
There's a few in the game. I mean, overall, what the referee did is he allowed, and I know that they're saying this year they're allowing a bit more to go on, right? Like,
really?
They're allowing a bit more physicality. That is a ruling, right? So we get that, but I thought it was a ridiculous levels yesterday.
Ridiculous.
Where you've got to give protection to
players,
right?
To the best players.
Jesus in particular
got kicked out all game.
And we already know he's the most foul player. You was telling us about that before the game, before the show. But the one that really got me was the penalty that wasn't given. Now, we all saw the day before. Right?
It was the day before Saturday.
The day before.
Yeah, it was Saturday.
The day before our game,
You're
which
right,
was on the Saturday
evening,
Right, the game, Manchester United versus Chelsea. Scott McTominay pulls and drags back, I think it was Brozier, wasn't it?
I can't remember.
Brozier, right?
Brozier, yeah.
And gives away a penalty which was converted.
Which went to VAR.
Went to VAR,
and was
they
given.
checked it,
Yeah.
and agreed with the referee and gave the penalty.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And I don't think, even though on the pitch Bruno Fernandes was complaining, all the Man United fans I spoke to, they were like,
Exactly.
stupid by McTominay.
Exactly.
It's a pen.
Exactly.
All the Chelsea fans, it's a pen.
Yeah.
Everybody, the commentator, everybody universally, it's a pen, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if we can we get a caption of that up on the screen? So the McTominay one?
Picture.
Can we get a picture of it there? Right? I don't know if we can get a picture behind there. A picture will come up somewhere. The picture will come up on the screen. That's the McTominay one. Yeah. Right. Then the next day now, the very next day, a similar incident, but I think actually worse, because it's not the hustle
worse.
and bustle of
the penalty area, exactly.
This one is a player running through on goal.
That's right. Who's got away?
On goal
Who's
to
got away?
score.
Yep.
I forgot the name of their player. He holds him.
Kaleta Shaw.
Yeah.
Who, funny enough, sorry, Robbie, who used to play with William last season.
Right. Holds him first. Jesus keeps going. Holds him again. Like, with not one arm. No, McTominay was one arm. This guy's got both like that. And then Jesus goes over. Nothing given. I've seen Harry Kane have lesser ones than that given.
Of course. Yep.
I saw, as we said, the one the day before. That referee, please explain why that's not given.
Well, that's what I'm
the
saying.
VAR, please explain why you didn't say to the
to go
referee.
over. Exactly.
I think go and have another look at it. I thought that decision was appalling. Mikel Arteta, to his credit, said after the game, I didn't even, leave me, I don't.
No, because
I'm going to get fined and all that.
Well, smart man.
I don't even want to talk about it.
It's
shocking.
It's shocking.
It's terrible.
But it's nothing new.
And the refereeing yesterday was awful. That guy, I don't know. Again, it's like the game's done now. The points are there. The score's done. There's nothing going to change. That's the problem, is because nothing's going to change. If something could have changed where like the referees look at this and like it was poor refereeing game, this game needs to be replayed again, that's cool. I'll be happy with that because I know that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's like it's no point. The referee had I can't even say had a bad game. You just did what you felt you wanted to do yesterday. Booking Saka for being fouled and calling it a dive.
Yeah.
What? Like, what game was he watching? Like,
Saka was fouled.
Exactly.
So many times.
You saw the
So
context.
many times.
But he get booked for diving. You get me? The guy fist up, thump Jesus and I'm back couple times. Didn't check VAR for
put
dangerous
his head
play.
into Eddie's face.
He went like that, put his hand on his neck. We've
Kieran-
seen Arsenal
Kieran getting
players
elbowed.
be sent off for that.
Yeah,
Like,
even the Tierney one, right?
The Teeny one,
can you
the man
imagine?
didn't even play the ball. The man just goes straight
Can you
in
imagine? What's
and
this?
take out Teeny.
But what's this?
You see what it is? I feel like because there's only football fans that didn't really care was Southampton. But everybody, even yesterday, I seen Chelsea fans, I seen Man U fans, I see Liverpool fans saying, yeah, that was definitely another pen. I think what's happening now is it's not even so much who's getting it or why not getting it. It's no, the problem is in fear of your match next. It happening there, the inconsistency that
It's inconsistent because
it's going to cost somebody.
The thing that's helped that referee out, right? The thing that surely has helped him out, right, is that if it's not even a decision in isolation. He would have seen the one the day before. I think that's
it was a big game.
I think the referee bottled it because, right, if he'd have given
we'd have to send him off.
He may have had to send off
He
the
would have
player,
had to send him off,
right?
yeah.
Which then means that, Arsene Hooter's on his case, all the Southampton fans are on his case, right? Well, it shouldn't matter, but I feel that's why he didn't give it, right? Because to me, it's one of those that if you're a neutral, I guess that you spoil the game because Arsenal will probably go 2-0 up, they're down to 10 men, probably will go on to win 4-5, right? But that's not what his job is.
Exactly.
His job is to be fair. And you're right? The inconsistencies of the referees. And before, I had some guy saying to me, yeah, but what about Leeds last week? I said, hold on, wait a minute.
What about Leeds?
Leeds last week, the penalty was given.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
They looked at it. They looked at it at VAR. The referee didn't see it.
Yeah.
They looked at it at VAR. They gave the decision.
Yeah.
Right. And Bamford missed a penalty. And by the way, that was a wrong decision because there was a
offside.
player in an offside position.
Exactly.
So they didn't even review the VAR properly.
Exactly.
And then the VAR looked at the last decision. To be fair to the referee in that game.
To be fair to him, yeah.
Right, the VAR looked at it and said to him, go and look at the screen, and they realised that Gabriel shouldn't be sent off and gave him a yellow card. Remember in that game, a linesman who's away on the other side of the thing was the one who said to the referee, send him off.
Red card,
How he was able to see that when he couldn't keep up with play for the rest of the game.
And they wanted to send him off for apparently kicking Bamford,
when he tried to
when
trip him
the
and
brother going with him head for head, but Eddie grabbed him by the throat and still didn't even say go to VAR and check that decision.
So
It's inconsistent, and that's the problem as football fans, not even just Arsenal fans, as football fans, we have to worry about now is that the fact that referees are really going to be determining where your team finishes this season.
Well, that's always happened. Isn't that happen all the time?
Poor decisions. With poor decisions.
But the overall, a point. We didn't lose.
Yeah, my other thing on the game is, right, is that, we're all moaning about that refereeing decision. We're all moaning about that decision, but let's be real, right? That should have been academic.
Yeah, it should have
had enough chances to win that game. Jesus, actually, who got fouled then, was very guilty of missing some chances. There was one in the first half that a player of his quality should have put it away.
He should have.
The one in the second half, don't get me wrong, unbelievable tackle.
Yeah.
By that. So, actually, the more I watched that back, I'm like, was that, everyone was sort of saying, oh, he's got to bury that, but it's a great tackle.
Yeah. No, but he should have.
I think he should have maybe.
He should have got his shot off
before. But it was a great tackle, right? But if we had taken our chances more in that game,
would have been out of sight.
That would have been out of sight. We could have been looking at a batteration because we
were
so good in that first half.
We were.
Do you know what it is though? I feel like, because I have something to say, and this is to Arsenal fans, right? Not all of us, some of us. This season, I feel like we have overachieved already.
Yeah, we have.
Where we think we should have. We didn't expect to be where we are now. No. We've been winning games. The only Man United game we lost. We've been winning every game.
Cheated.
So I feel like we feel like we deserve. We're gonna get these games where things ain't gonna go our way. We could have lost that game yesterday. We could have lost it. Yeah, the Leeds game as well. We could have lost that game.
Oh, June.
Right? I have seen over the last 2 games, including the Leeds game, and even the one before that with Bodo Glimt that we played, there has been a slight little dip with our team where I see where we're not being ruthless enough in front of goal. It's like when we get 1 goal, because that's what happened yesterday. We got the 1 goal and it's almost like the team just went, got the goal. We didn't see Southampton doing much. They start to step off and then allowed Southampton to get confidence in the game, and then we couldn't get back that momentum to get back at them. We need to pick up and go ahead, but the fans need to stop finding faults. Before the game even kicked off, I see people talking about, why is Arteta not rotating this team? It's like we have to lose before he does. Why change what's winning? It's winning, so don't change it. Tommy Yasso, because he put Tommy Yasso in left back again. I see people complaining. Why, when Tini's fit? Why are we doing this? When he did it against Liverpool and we won, no one was complaining. When he did it against, who else did he do it? Was it against Tottenham? He did it as well.
No.
Not Tottenham, it was Liverpool, right?
Liverpool, and then he followed it
and
up.
he carried
was
on.
Against Leeds,
so all the other, and Leeds as well. He did it, got it right, no one complained.
Yeah.
But as soon as we get a draw, we did not lose.
Exactly.
I think as well.
Come on, man, ease up for the players, man.
On that Tommy Yasu thing, I think that the reason why he's doing that, the reason why he did that in the Southampton game, is that if you actually watch, and again, this is where people need to watch, right? Don't get me wrong. I personally think I would have liked to have seen Tierney. Even I had no problem with Tommy Yasu yesterday. Yeah. And he didn't have a bad game.
No, he didn't.
But he doesn't get forward like Tierney. Notice when Tierney come on, he was getting a lot of joy down the flank.
Wicked.
So I think it would have been better to have started Tierney in hindsight. But what Tommy Yasu gives you, right, is that he can drop into a free when everyone else is getting forward, right?
Yes.
That's why I think he's in there. It's not. I know for the Liverpool game, it was more to combat Salah coming inside.
Which he done fantastically.
But I think of what he's been doing is when you've got these away games.
Yeah.
Because remember, we're away from home. That's what people need to remember. We're not at home, right? He can drop into a free, and that sort of gives us a real base to which to work off of. When Southampton were hitting them big diagonals and that, his defensive work was brilliant.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
And the other thing people got to remember yesterday, right, is, because we a lot of times we always look on it from the point of view of us attacking. Remember, again, we're away from home. I tell you, the amount of headers that Tommy Yasu won, because the amount of corners that they got.
One stage, I wonder if it's a training match.
Yeah, and that guy
corners, man. Jesus.
That guy Ward-Prowse on corners is brilliant. Right, and he was whipping them in brilliant, wicked corners, man. Whipping him in swinging corners. Tommy Yasu was helping to deal with those. So, on another day, we know Tierney's not as good at that pure defensive work as what Tomiyasu is. But listen, you're right, Yardy. And you're right, Ty. There's nothing to moan about. Because at the end of the day, the last few games, we haven't been at our best.
And we've won.
But we've won them.
Yeah.
And we drew yesterday. And
Exactly.
in the grand scheme of things, when you look at the games over the weekend, Tottenham Hotspur losing yesterday to Newcastle.
Amen.
Right? Liverpool losing. Manchester United and Chelsea both, drawing as well.
Yeah.
Right, so they couldn't make gain on us.
Yeah.
The only team that won really was City.
Exactly.
City, 2 points, but they're still 2 points behind us.
Exactly.
Sometimes don't lose.
Exactly.
Because when you lose, it kills your momentum. When you draw, all right, you heard Jesus afterwards, you're disappointed, you're thinking, come on, we should have won that. You're disappointed, but you didn't lose.
That's true.
You still got that momentum going. You know what I mean? When someone's looking and say, right, last X amount of games, Arsenal unbeaten.
Yeah.
That strikes fears into teams. That gives you confidence. Nottingham Forest at home next week. We bounce back.
What do you
we
think
go
about
again.
that? Though?
Hopefully.
Because me and Ty were speaking about it. Do you feel like Eddie should start instead of risking Jesus getting that yellow card and cannot play against Chelsea?
And win him.
No, I think that's an important game. We're at home against
Just have
Nottingham
to
Forest.
start with the first
We
leg.
play, you know what I mean?
No,
We
don't
play that
underestimate
game
anybody.
and we go to win it.
Yeah.
At home is the basis in which you can build any title challenge or
Yes.
any top 4 challenge off of, right?
Yeah.
You're seeing it with Man City. At home, no one's getting even near to them, right?
Yeah.
And we've kind of been like that as well. At home has been a fortress.
won
We're
every
playing
day.
Nottingham Forest at home. They're right down at the bottom. Even though they had a great win at the weekend. So
Yeah,
chance
against
for us to
Liverpool.
get 3 points.
Yeah.
Get that done.
Yeah.
Forget about the Chelsea game.
That's fair enough.
If we go to Chelsea with Eddie,
Remember
that's what we did last year.
Yeah, it's true.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
Last year it was Eddie who got the winning goal. It was
That's
Eddie
it.
who was excellent.
Yeah, get two goals.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really feel that, I'm looking on it. The next 3
each
games,
game as it comes, man.
strongest teams we can possibly
Yeah.
play. If somebody's out, they're out.
Fair enough.
So that's how I go. What I would do though is I'm looking at the game during the week against PSV.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at that and I'm saying heavy rotation.
Yeah,
we don't
absolutely.
have to win that game.
No.
No,
Right?
it would be
Because
nice.
don't lose it.
after winning, even if we lost that game,
If we draw
hope
it,
not.
even if we lost that game,
God forbid.
right? God forbid, but even if we lost that game, we only need a point against Zurich.
Yeah,
At
it's
home.
true. That's true.
And they've still got to go to Bodo and win. But I think we're through. Even if both scenarios we lost both of those games, we still be in a playoff game next year. So I think with the PSV game,
heavy rotation.
I'd be sending.
Nelson,
I wouldn't.
Eddie,
Jesus,
Jerry,
Saliba,
Marquinhos.
Gabriel,
Yeah,
Martinelli,
Marquinhos
all of them, man.
as
I
well,
wouldn't even
yeah.
send them. I know he will take them.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't even want to take
Cedric,
them, man.
the
I don't
Cedric
want none
I
of them,
run
man.
out.
I don't want none of them, man.
Yeah, make
playing in that
Cedric
game.
get a run out as well, man.
But the
I
thing
don't
is,
want none of them playing.
I agree with you.
But
I
I'll say,
agree.
Robert, I will say 2 things about the weekend game. Yardi, you were saying that Southampton have never lost when he's ref them.
Apparently, that's what I saw. I don't know how factual it is,
Okay,
but
okay.
apparently I seen.
So it's unconfirmed.
I need to
Yeah.
double check, but
Yeah.
apparently that referee, anytime he's refereed a Southampton game, they've never lost.
And that's
His
what.
record up, isn't he?
Yeah,
Robert,
might have
don't make us laugh, please, Robert. And the second one, which is the worst one, is a radio station I won't name that hates us in football term. They were even backing us, so you know it's bad. Can you imagine the radio
Heard say
station?
he used to work on radio too, you know.
Sorry.
Heard that you used to work on the radio as well. No?
Yeah, that's true. I heard that revelation. I went into a shop the other day to buy some. It's a takeaway. Right, a West Indian takeaway, and this guy in there was telling me that he used to work on the radio.
Yeah,
I used to work on the radio with Ty. I was going, what radio is that?
True. Yeah, you have the
He said I used to work on the radio.
You have the face for radio still.
What radio station was that?
Well, that's shout out to Camden Community Radio.
Camden Community Radio.
Yeah.
So a long time you love chat.
So you used to work on that radio doing what?
Yeah, well, no, it's not work. It's not paid. It's
Well, you used to
free
make the
radio.
coffee. I don't know. What did he used to do? What did he
We
used to do?
We used to do shows.
So what shows did he do?
So it's just football shows. So I used to talk about our men's team and our women's team.
About
well.
Arsenal.
Yeah, absolutely. And there was one show I used to do a show with a Tottenham fan as well.
Serious?
Yeah.
And what year was that then?
I can't even remember, you know. I can't remember.
How long ago was that?
It's years ago. I'm still.
10 years?
15,
Possibly.
20.
Possibly.
20?
possibly. I'm still a member of Camden Community Radio now.
Yeah?
Yeah,
So you still
it's
make a guest appearance every now and again?
No, because
Wait,
they
too
don't
big time
really,
now.
No, it's not that. They don't really have
Yeah,
the
big time now.
They
Big
don't.
time.
They don't.
Nah,
really-
nah, nah,
Well,
nah.
they check you
Speak
now,
to
yeah.
my manager. Speak to my agent. You're gonna have to check with my agent. I'm very busy.
They don't really do it now, but apparently, from what I understand, there's been big DJs, which, if you don't mind me naming, have been on there. You know, Steve Smart from Kiss.
I don't.
Yeah.
He used to be on Camden as well. They were telling me. So a lot of big names have come from there.
Including you.
Including Ty.
I'm not saying me, but I'm just saying.
And this is Camden FM.
Camden Community Radio.
Big up Camden Community
Absolutely,
Radio.
absolutely.
Yeah,
They probably have a picture of you in there, everything.
Yeah.
Ty.
Well, I don't-
Legend. You should go there, man. Yo, reach out if you want
I
time.
still want to come back.
Go on.
Shout out to Marion and to Tosh, because they're stalwarts of Camden Community Radio. Yeah, fantastic times there. Absolutely fantastic time.
Go on radio, Ty.
Radio
Raheem.
Radio Raheem. Did the right thing.
All right, listen, who's your BoohooMan of the week?
BoohooMan of the week for me. Listen, you know what? Before I even give it to him, you see the energy that people have. You need to keep it both ways.
Both ways, yeah.
Not just when things are going bad, you
Yeah.
have that bad energy and you have a lot of time and effort pushing that. When
Yeah.
things are going good, have that energy
Yeah,
as well.
absolutely.
So Granit Xhaka is my BoohooMan of the week
Well done,
because what a player he has become.
Magnificent.
Yeah, like this new Granit that we're seeing. Like I see somebody said, yo, man dropped 2 pounds and turned into some elite player. Listen,
Really?
he is fantastic right
Fantastic.
I saw a stat
now.
where
And
they said.
it's great, man. It's
I
beautiful
saw a stat
to
where they
see.
said yesterday he run more miles per game than any other Arsenal player.
That don't surprise me.
This season.
He's going from box to box.
And I'll
He's
tell you what,
literally
he's
is.
finishing again.
Again.
That
And-
goal
and
yesterday on his
fantastic
right
goal.
foot. And the goal during the week was a similar one
Yeah.
on his right
Yeah,
foot
yeah,
as well.
yeah, absolutely.
Granit
Amazing.
Xhaka, your
Brilliant.
BoohooMan of the week.
Is
And
it worth asking me? That's a BoohooMan. of
You've
the
been
week.
asking him.
But is it worth asking you who's the idiot of the week?
No, man, Kai, you don't know you have whole heap of contenders, but there's a top of the top of the top. Obviously, Tottenham.
Who are
I
the
want-
contenders?
Tottenham,
Exactly.
definitely.
Tottenham. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Tottenham get battered.
It's a Conte face. When the second goal, he's like, what am I doing? No, you know, is it? They buy all those players.
Yardi, let me stop you.
Go on.
Sorry, you don't say Conte. You say alleged match fixing manager. Go on. Sorry.
Listen, he was definitely one.
Yeah.
Liverpool could have got it as well. You know what I mean? To be fair, Nottingham Forest could have got BoohooMan for their
Yeah,
beating
magnificent
them.
performance.
But you know, Liverpool, I did ask you last week to go back to what you've been doing. So thank you to going back to what you've been doing.
Yardi.
But the idiot of the week is just obvious. It's so obvious. It has to go to the one and only Robert Jones. If you don't know who it is, that was the referee at the Arsenal game.
There was a ref at the game? I didn't see it.
Exactly. Like something is wrong with this guy. This guy, maybe he had a bet on or something. You had to have a bet on that Saka was going to get booked for diving. You must have had a bet on that.
Those are Yardi's opinions,
No,
not
this is
the opinions
factual.
of AFTV.
This referee had a bet on that Arsenal game.
Disclaimer.
He had a
These
bet.
are not the views of
Listen.
AFTV.
He betted.
RMB.
No, it's my views. It's facts. This guy should not be allowed to referee, not any game at all. You shouldn't even be allowed to play any computer games that have referees. Nothing. You shouldn't. You're not no referee. You're an idiot-ree.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, idiot-ree. New name make for you.
In football terms, obviously.
Idiot-ree. No, he's an arsehole.
Oh.
Yeah, me hungry. Me frustrated. You see the player hug up Jesus whole game like him love him. Every minute him I hug him up like he's out there catching Pokemon and Jesus is some special Pokemon every minute he's trying to catch. Yeah, you see the man try headbutt the man. You did nothing. You is a coward, an embarrassment.
Whoa.
You shouldn't be allowed to officiate any more Premier, any more football game. Not even a kickabout in any park. You should be allowed to be there.
Yardi's
You should
angry,
change
man.
your career, completely change it.
Wow.
Today, you should get your P45 and go down to the job center and apply for a total different job, like something
Community
different.
Radio.
Yeah, matter of fact, you know what? You couldn't.
That's not paid, by the way.
You know the worst thing? You couldn't even referee a boxing match because you wouldn't even know what to do either. You couldn't even referee a wrestling match because you would have seen there was illegal wrestling going on in that game. Idiot, fool, dummy. I know it pissed
You
me
turned
off,
it to
man.
full tight.
Yeah.
Disgrace.
What? The thing is, you know what? We usually
You
do
ain't
this-
got one.
No,
All
no,
right, so
I
listen,
have
let's-
Robbie, I have. But what it is that I'm gonna flip it round now. because the thing is, it's to, like you said, you did say a good point, Robbie. The racism, we always talk about racism, and it gets a bit boring. So, unfortunately, for this week, I'm gonna leave it. It's not that it doesn't matter. It's not important.
Before you say stick up in, just want to ask a question. Cause I was actually meant to ask it earlier.
Go on.
And you just remind me of it.
Yeah.
Do you feel like in the future, maybe when a referee is having a poor game like that,
Yeah.
like very bad decision,
Can he be substituted?
Should not even be substituted. Do you feel like they should be allowed? The team themselves should say, we're not playing no more. In fairness of what's going on in the pitch, because it's
I don't think that would ever happen. But what I would like to see,
Wait,
You understand?
It's good
What
question.
should happen,
what I
man?
would like to see, right, is a
It's a funny
referee like what they do in American football, right? A referee explain his decision.
And this is what I'm saying.
I went to an NFL game the other day, and I
Yeah.
found it so refreshing.
Yeah, yeah.
The referee would come, and he would say, "Listen, the reason for why 5-yard penalty given because of blah blah blah." I want to hear a referee explain some of these decisions, right? Or even that at the end of the game, he comes out and he says why
man.
he or she comes out and says, "This is the reason why I didn't give that free kick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why I didn't give that penalty. Or I didn't give that sending off." He expects because the managers have to come out, and if
Exactly.
they, so why shouldn't they have to come out? That's what I'd like to see, but it's never going to happen.
The key word, accountability.
Exactly.
Right, so racism, we'll come
Yeah.
back to that. But I've got to say, I'm going to do the grace of the week. I've got to go to our women for thrashing Lyon women 5-1. Arsenal, big
that was
loss.
unbelievable.
Unbelievable. The stats are, they haven't lost in 82 games. They have never lost by more than 3 goals. Can you imagine? They haven't lost since 2004. It's unbelievable.
All
So
Arsenal teams are top of the leagues.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, congratulations to our women. What an unbelievable performance.
That was.
And they are the grace of the week. Well done to our women.
Yeah, no, that was
incredible.
I saw the result and I was like,
Yeah.
is that right?
I watched
man,
it.
Champions League, man.
Leon who win the Champions League every
Yeah,
year.
exactly. Who beat Barcelona.
Thrashed Barcelona in the final last year. I mean, that was an incredible result.
And also, Robbie, sorry to interrupt. They beat Barcelona in the Champions League final to become champions. Barcelona won 9-0 in the Champions League against Benfica, I think it's Benfica women. So can you imagine? That's incredible. So shout out to the goal scorers and all the team and everyone. Exactly. Well done for beating Liverpool as well. Just still stay top of the league.
Listen, thank you very much
Thank
for
you very
watching the
much.
show today. Don't forget you can check out BoohooMan. Halloween's coming up. They've got some great offers there. Also, you can get up to 10% off all of this stuff by clicking the link. Thank you very much to you, Ty.
Thank you, Robbie.
Thank you very much to you, White Yardie. Referee. No, I'm not going to say thank you to you today. But listen, we drew the game.
Still top.
We're still top of the league by 2
2,
points.
yep.
In the grand scheme of things, you look at it and you say, decent point.
Yep.
We move.
Peace.